Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about the French Grand Prix that happened today in Le Mans. Now, to say it was a crash fest was absolutely spot on, and Bezzecchi won it from Jorge Martin, Johan Zarco, Augusto Fernandez, Aleix Espargaro, Brad Binder, Fabio Quartararo, Fabio Di Gianantonio, Taka Nakagami, Franco Morbidelli, Danielo Petrucci, Lorenzo Salvadori, and Jonas Folger were the only ones to finish the race. That's right, 13 people finished. Marc Marquez crashed out at the very end with, I think, 2 laps to go. I actually genuinely felt sorry for him. He crashed out of second place while battling with Martin. Miller crashed, Alex Rins crashed, Joan Mir's horrible Honda season continues with another crash. Luca Marini and Alex Marquez came together. Marini lost the front end of the bike, and you could see he was holding onto it, but when the bike popped back up, it popped straight into Alex Marquez. And probably the crash of the season that has everyone talking so far is Francesco Bagnaia and Maverick Vinales coming together. Now, for me, it is a racing incident. 2 people were trying to get the same piece of tarmac, but they collided, and I suppose the talk of the race then was that there was handbags in the gravel. Funnily enough, they came back to do the paddock on the same scooter, so 3 on a scooter, which is kind of funny, but look, they're all good now. It was in the heat at the moment, but if I was to put some blame on someone, it was probably Pecco. Well, look, you couldn't. I don't think it's right to put any blame on anyone. Luca Marini's crash, he was trying to save it, and when it popped up, it took Marquez. I would assume that there is going to be a penalty put onto both for both crashes, but we'll wait and see. Marco Bezzecchi was in absolutely dominant form today. Jorge Martin, it was a great battle between himself and Marquez, especially after their off-track spat lately. It was good to see them. Johan Zarco really kind of profited from Marquez coming off. Outstanding ride for me of the day. Probably difficult to choose between these two, between Bezzecchi and Augusto Fernandez. The rookie in 4th, you know, really putting and showing his quality, let's just call it that way. So it was interesting to see exactly how he is going to fare out for the rest of the season. A couple of more of these results, you know, then KTM and Gas have a real problem for the 2024 season of who are they going to have on that bike. Brad Binder and Aleix Espargaro. Binder did a really good ride back. At the first lap, he got nudged wide, and he had to do a recovery ride. Fabio Quartararo finished 7th place. Blames an aggressive massage for his race performance. Whatever, take whatever from that you can have. He didn't blame the Yamaha, at least for once. And yeah, look, Danielo Petrucci won the race of the test riders or wildcards. Not too far off, actually, Nakagami, who finished top Honda, 9th place. Now that's because the rest of the Hondas did crash out. But again, look, I think it was a really exciting French Grand Prix. I was really happy with watching how things progressed. I did say that Bezzecchi needed to answer the question, and I think he's firmly answered it. But for me, I want to give Rider of the Day to Bezzecchi, but I think I have to give it to Augusto Fernandez, finishing 6 seconds behind Bezzecchi. An absolutely stunning ride, and he was there on pure pace. If you look at it, he only went up 1 position from Marquez crashing out. So for me, it is definitely Augusto Fernandez is Rider of the Day, but I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What did you think of the French Grand Prix at Le Mans? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.